What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel. And today is the moment a bunch of you have been waiting for. I'm going to be giving you a tour of the Heel Cave. Alright, so before we get into the actual Heel Cave, right now we're in what I like to call the lobby. And first things first, I have all of my WWE Funko Pops on the wall. Now, I'm going to be giving a lot of tips on displaying in this video. As you can see, all my loose pops are in what are called baseball bat cases that you can get from Michael's. And all of my mint in box ones, which is basically exclusives and chases, are in the pop protectors, which you can get from Hot Topic. Box Lunch has them usually on sale. You could get buy two, get one free. I do have a couple up there that aren't exclusives. I just haven't gotten around to opening them. And I need another case to put somewhere, and I don't know where, maybe on the bottom, maybe above it, who knows. Next up, right in the lobby, I have original US patents. These are actually copies, but it's pictures of the patents. Like this is for the Rick Rude. And this is what the Hasbro company submitted patents for the action on the action figures. And I just thought that these were so awesome that I needed them framed in my room. Next up, I have original renders that I did of the unreleased Hasbro action figures. We have the green shorts Macho Man, Mega Maniacs, Brutus, R&B Greg, Tugboat, and the red-faced Crush. And over here, I have the patents for the Hulk Hogan action, which was used quite a bit. So they're pretty cool. I actually love having these in my collection and love them outside the door. So there you go. You guys have seen the lobby of the Heel Cave. And now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes that everybody's been looking for. I have gotten so many DMs about seeing a room tour of the room. So let's get down to it. First up, when you first walk in, right on the wall, I have Series 1 and Series 2, not yet completed, mint on card Superstars action figures from Jakks Pacific, the original bone-crunching action figures. I want to complete this and get all of the figures that are in this style box mounted on the wall. And next up, I have my retail wall. I get a lot of questions about this because when I post it, people ask what store it is. It is not a store, unfortunately. I wish it was because I'm broke and I could use the money. It is my room. Now, this is not all of my Mattel basics on display, but it's a lot of them. It's usually pretty much my favorites or the first time in the lines. As you can see, I like them a lot. The Divas, I was a big AJ Lee fan. Yeah, a lot of the first time in the lines or some of the Legends, big Bray Wyatt guy, have all the Bray Wyatts. So there's that. Next up is my Elite wall. I get a lot of questions about the Elite wall. So let's get into it. I do them in order. Everybody asks me how I organize my figures. I do them in order. This wall, however, goes in order from left to right, but starts from the bottom. So, moves this way. And I personally like to have my figures in the library context of displaying. I just think it looks cool. And say I want to see one, I just walk up, pull it out, I can check it out. turn it around, read it, inspect the figure, check it out, put it back, and it still looks aesthetic. I'm big on aesthetic on anything that I display and anything that I collect, and I just think that this looks awesome. I get it. They're action figures, you should be able to see the figure, but you can. It doesn't matter which one it is. If it's up top, I could just come up, Nikki Cross, check it out. Boxes are mint, and then I just slide it back in. So, it goes from the bottom, left to right, goes back here, left to right, back up to the third shelf, left to right, and so forth. I'm pretty sure in these cases, I don't even remember a year because I've been collecting for so long. It might be 2015 and 2016. I collected, I think, every single Elite, or just about, because I was getting a lot of them for really cheap. And I kind of slowed down on Elites in the last couple of years. As you can see, I've either gotten only guys that I really like, or first time in the lines and Legends, and now lately this year, if you look, it's either first Elites or Legends. Really big on that. So we got the SummerSlams. Just got Pat. Here's the flashbacks. Whoa. Got the Harley Race. Only one I'm missing from the flashbacks is Ricky Steamboat, and I'm just not willing to pay what it's going for on eBay. So all of my Elites up there. So, I guess we'll get into the loose figures. Whew. All right. So, like I said, everybody always asks how I display. I like to display in sequential order, so of how things were released. So generally the AWAs I like to put first because there's some of the earlier figures that I have. So I have the ring there. I do have the turnbuckles for the ropes. I just didn't put them on because it makes the ropes too tight, and I didn't want to risk ruining the original ropes because they're in pretty good condition. As you can see, it's not an original body on the Gagne. So there's the AWAs. I don't have very many. I even included in Thunderlips from the Rocky series. I don't have very many AWAs. I want to start getting into them. However, I'm so anal and so insane about my collections that I want them to be complete with all the accessories, which is very hard to come by. As you can see, Larry Zbyszko, the LOD, and Baron, they have their accessories, which I like, and the other ones don't, and that bothers me so much. So yeah, next up, we got the LJNs. I do not have all the LJNs, but a lot of these, for the majority, are from my childhood. I think maybe 5 of them are not from my childhood. So when you consider that these are from my childhood, and I played with these, they're in pretty good condition. I have a lot of the original accessories on them. Oh, one thing. People ask me how I get my LJNs to stand up. I purchased these doll stands on eBay. Now, these do not, they're very loose on the figure. They don't leave a mark. And they stand them up pretty well. They're usually about $1 each. You can get them in a lot of 12. And as you know, if you collect LJNs, some of them are hard to stand up. So they're kind of necessary. More LJNs. I like to space them out because they're big and can get in the way. We're not going to talk about the classics yet. And that's the gist of my LJNs. I think I have maybe 70 or so of them. Don't have them all, but one day if I want to. If you watch my videos, there's the Sergeant Slaughter advertisement that I reviewed. Next up, this is my minifigure collection. I have the LJN Bendies, Thumb Wrestlers, Jack's Thumb Wrestlers, the Playmates minifigures, the Squirt Heads, keychains, the Hasbro rollers, the headliners from Playmates. I even have Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling Wendy Richter with a little mark on the stomach, and it bothers me, but I can't beat it because I got this Wendy for $1. $1 at a local flea mart. And then we have my Hasbros. These were the meat and potatoes of my collection and will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm not missing very many of them loose. However, between my loose figures and my mock figures, I have every one for the most part, in some way, shape, or form. Like for the loose ones, I don't have Macho Man Series 3, but I have him mint on card. I don't have a loose mail-away Hogan, but I have him mint in bag. So stuff like that. I do have a couple fun schools. I have the Razor Ramon here with the brass chain and the Roddy Piper. You know, they're in pretty good condition considering that they are fun schools, if you know anything about the fun schools. I get a lot of questions about my display about dust, and a lot of you Detolf fans are not going to like this answer, but these shelves get no more dust than Detolfs. I don't know why there's this misconception that because it's encased and it closes and it has a door that Detolfs don't get dust, but I assure you they in fact do. I have to clean my Detolfs as often as I have to clean these, which isn't that often, maybe once or twice a year. I can live with it. I do it in segments, it's not a big deal. But I promise you, if you open up your Detolf after a year, you take the figures off, you will see dust outlines of where the feet were. I guarantee it, because it happens every year. And even I put all of my Mattels in my Detolfs on the original Mattel stands, and those stands always have an outline, and they even have dust on them. When I'm going through, if I remember, I'll show you the dust on some of the stands that just come from being in the Detolf, because they were brand new, never used until I put them in the Detolfs, and they have a little bit of dust. Next up, my first WCW shelf, we got the Galoobs, the Just Toys Twistables, or whatever they called them, Bendums. Again, these are all from my childhood, so considering such, they're in pretty good condition. A lot of people are very weird with paint apps. I am in a sense if it's something new that I buy. However, if it's from my childhood, it might sound weird, but I kind of cherish those paint loss because it brings me back to playing with them, and I remember things I used to do with the figures and how I would play with them and certain moves I would have them do. So I do like that on ones that are from my personal collection as a kid. We have the old San Francisco Toy Makers Ljn'S style figures. I'm not too crazy about this line about collecting every one, so I try to get like one of each guy, which I pretty much have done. I don't think there's any that I'm missing. And then we move down to WCW, the old San Francisco Toy Makers vibrators. Vibrating action figures, I guess I should say. The Hasbro style actions, and then the mini versions of those. And I have the old San Francisco Toy Makers CMLL Mexican Luchadors and a Kellyan La Parca, who I had to put on one of those Ljn'S stands I told you about because he just would not stand up. These CMLL figures, I actually have a mock set as well, and they are from a dollar store when I was a kid. I got them for $1. So I have a mock set and a loose set, and I paid a total of $12 for as a kid, and I was thrilled. My Toy Biz WCW, one of my favorite lines. These are very congested on this shelf because I didn't want to take up too many shelves for them because I'm not complete and there's still a couple figures I want to get. Again, I put these in order from release. So there's Series 1 in the back and it moves up later in date. With the exception of some things like the Rays and the Ref. They're too small and they would just get hidden in the back. I tried to get all the variants of them. I think there's still a couple I'm missing though. Shelf 2, WCW Toy Biz. One of my favorites is this Shane Douglas. Always wanted as a kid and could never find it, and recently got it along with the Mike Awesome. And to continue, even though it's out of order, sequential order year-wise, to continue with the Toy Biz, aka Marvel theme, I have my TNA guys set up here. These are not exactly ordered by release. Kind of just put them on here real quick one day and never got around to putting them in order. But these figures are beautiful. Very ahead of their time. Sanjay, got Sabu, Eric Young. This Nash is humongous, and it's heavy. And next up, my favorite line, I think, of all time is the old San Francisco Toymakers ECW action figures. I have every single one. Missing from the shelf right now is Balls Mahoney 2 and the Sandman, but I do have the mock, and I'm going to be doing an unboxing very soon, so look for that on the channel. The only figure I'm missing is the newly discovered No Noose New Jack, so thanks Kurt Hawkins for that, because I thought I completed a line, and I haven't, and it's actually very difficult to track down. As they say, it's not worth a lot of money, it's just difficult to track down, don't know why. I like to put these ICP figures with my display because I just feel like they fit in with this style of wrestling. And they were in ECW, they were in WCW, they were in WWF. No, they're not wrestling figures, but I think ICP deserves a little bit of recognition because they were in the big three. And Drax, just because I had nowhere else to put them. Move down, we got our Just Toys WWF Bendoms. I do not have these all, but I have a lot of them. I plan to complete the line, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Again, I tried to put them in order of release. As you can see, Series 1 in the back, and makes its way up. Got the Jerichos, the Hardys, the Gear Road Dogg. Got the Minis. Gold Dust, who was never released with that head, always had the long hair for the main size. Interrogator, which never had a regular line release. And we'll move back down here, and this is my favorite line after ECW, and that's the WWF Jakks Bone Crunching Action figures. I have almost every single figure. Well, I have every single figure, I just don't have some of the variants to the figures. And I have spaces on the shelves for them, so if you see a space, that's why it's there. So, in complete order, the whole set, all the way down. Series 1, 2, 3, all the way down the line. Got the tag teams in sequential order that they were released because I'm a psychopath. As you can see next to the Ultimate Warrior, I have a space for the white logo Warrior, which I think is an error, but I still need it in my collection. And we'll move down. I want to get the variants for Heart Foundation. I need those. The Warzone variant for Jim Ross. I want to get the Nation logo variant for the White Savio. I want to get the white signature variants for Signature Series 5. They came in blue signatures and white. I only have both for the Ken Shamrock. As you can see, he's got a blue signature and a white signature. And I don't consider these part of the original BCA line, but I need some of the Backlash because they were after the actual bone crunching action. I'm not going to complete these types of bone crunching style figures, just the ones that are similar to the originals. I got the Toy Fair exclusives and such in the back, in the box, mitten bag. I have Stomp, every single Stomp figure, including Series 4 with the repaints and the re-releases. Very underrated line. I've always loved the Stomp line. Next is Maximum Sweat. Get a lot of hate for this. I have almost every Maximum Sweat besides 4 of the Electronic Boutique's variants of Stone Cold, Edge, Shamrock, and The Undertaker. Here's some of my Titantrons. I have a lot more. I just didn't want to waste too many shelves on Titantrons. Same thing with Ruthless Aggression. Didn't really want to waste too many shelves. Probably going to condense these 2 RA shelves to 1. A lot of doubles. You can see all those JBLs that I don't need on the shelf. And next up, this is something that I'm newly into, and it is the Bridge Direct Stack Downs. Very cool. I loved putting these together and collecting the figures. And last but not least, I have like another minifigure shelf of the Funko Mystery Minis and the I don't remember what they're called, the little ones. Just random stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else. And at the bottom are what I call soft goods figures. We got the original Wrestling Buddies. We got the WCW Brawling Buddies. And then we have the Bone Crunching Buddies. I think there's 2, like a variant Stone Cold and a variant Rock that I'm missing. And then we have Mattel's version of the Buddies. I didn't get them all, just got a couple I liked. Got the Zack Ryder, and then the Mattel, whatever they were called, Rock and Roman. So yeah, there is my loose shelf, and now we'll get in to the mock stuff. All right, so we just went down the loose side of my collection, and now we're gonna start going down what I call the mock side. Not everything is mint on card or mint in box, but for the most part it is. So we will start down here. My classic superstars. Again, these are very similar to the Elites in the sense that I have them in a library style, so I could pull them out and check them out. I have them in sequential order, so it goes this way, down, across to this shelf, all the way down. I'm not going to pull each individual one out. Over time, I'll probably take pictures and post them on my Instagram. There's the Ljn'S style ones. Here's my 3-packs and 2-packs. I don't have too many of them. Here we got the King Kong Bundy. Got the Intercontinental title set. Wait, that's not the Intercontinental title. What was this one? I forget the theme of this one, actually. And this was the Fabulous Freebirds. I'm very big on optimizing space, so between my shelves I hung up some more 2-packs. And some individuals. There's the muscle figures at the top. A lot of these ones are like exclusives that I wanted to put on the side. And just figures in general that I liked, like the Bastion Booger, Chainsaw, Brother Love, the 1 of 3000 Roddy, more muscles. And then down here's a couple exclusive figures. We got the Roddy Piper and Stone Cold, the Randy Orton and Sergeant Slaughter. What's this? It's a sealed 1 of 3,000 Hulk Hogan. Got the Mattel Bundy because I didn't have another place for it. Awesome figure, by the way. I reviewed this. I love this figure. It's a Ring Giants Carlito. We got the Chain Gang Soldier. We got Val Venus. And we got Coach. So I'm gonna take this guy. See if I can. Uh-oh. Gonna have to do. Up here is my mock Hasbros. I got 2 Fun Schools, a Smash and DiBiase. Now these move down this way in order. There's the Macho Man Randy Savage I was talking about. I like to put all of these in Ringside Collectibles Figure Defenders. Some of them are foreign cards. That does not bother me. Maybe one day I'll upgrade them. But I just like the look of the cards and how reminiscent it is for me. It brings me back to my childhood. And a lot of these I actually bought the 3 for $10 sale from KB. Kamala. Got the blue cards. I think this is the set that I'm almost complete. I just need the variants of Shawn, Razor, and the Bushwhackers. I have all of the green cards. There's Yoko, the Guns, Ludwig, and Atom Bomb. And then I have Crushing the Kid in there. Below my Hasbros, I have my retros, which are in a library style as well, just because there's so many of them. We've got the Superman Punch, Roman Reigns, Superman on both sides. Pretty hard to come by. I have the Attitude Adjustment, John Cena, and the sticker Attitude Adjustment John Cena, because under it says Attitude Adjustment. I'm looking for that. I want the Attitude Adjustment variation. I keep these again in the Ringside Collectibles Figure Defenders. I have every single one, including the Macho Man variant, arm up, arm down. Just waiting for my junkyard dog to get delivered. And here's all the guys that I don't have cases for. There's Elias, Matt Hardy, Series 3 figures, Jericho, Angle, Iron Sheik, Zack Ryder. I actually have a Zack Ryder that is signed that he sent me, best wishes, before they were in stores, which is pretty cool, so thanks, Zach. Down here, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've started a bop bag and inflatable collection. So I have the X-Pac inflatable and the inflatable chair. In that box is all of my micro brawlers. This is the newest one. It's Jeff Cobb. These are a series of model kits that came out in the Attitude Era. Got The Rock, Austin, Undertaker, and X-Pac. Down here we got puzzles, we got the pull string warrior squirt bottle. Got the Hulk, got the workout set in box. Here's the Wrestling Tops game, which I reviewed and played. Got the LJN Young Bucks. And these are some big figs that I just couldn't fit anywhere else. We got the Federation Fighters, the back talking figures from WCW, the Wired Austin. Here is the very elusive Tug of War set. It's in horrible condition, I know. I want to get another one that's mock one day. The Karate Fighter style Austin and Undertaker. Some squirt bottles that I thought were really cool. And these are the KB exclusive Old San Francisco Toy Makers 14-inch WCW figures. Nothing too special. And they got Sting, Crow Sting, Goldberg. Nothing special. I'm not too crazy about them. Then I got the Jesse Ventura dolls. Don't know why. Don't ask me. Not really wrestling figures, but he's a wrestler, so. Here goes all the bangers, the WWF bangers. It's in a Body Bashers box. I do have the bangers box too, display box. More Jesse Ventura figures. We got the Playmates. Up here, yes, I bought some of the Superstar dolls only because they were clearing them out at Toys R Us. Got the Wyatt family pack. I do have the Turtles, even though I was not big on this set, these crossovers, but I'm a psychopath, so I got them. Didn't get Series 2 just because I didn't really feel the need to have them. There's my mock LJN Kamala in excellent condition. Next up, we got the Hall of Fame 4-packs. I take these down, there's all of them. Hardy Boys. Slam Stars, as you know how I feel about the Slam Crate, it is canceled, so probably won't be getting more of them. Got some DMs here, originals. Got Ricky, Taker, Mach, HBK, Slim Jim, Macho Man, some Retro Fests. I'll finish them one day. The Little People. Got some more entrance grades. Got The Rock from the original set. Triple H. Down here we got the Shockmaster. The 2K Finn statue. The Hall of Fame ring with Dusty mock. The retro ring mock. Festival of Friendship. Over here I got my CZW and Big Japan Wrestling figures. Zandig actually gave me that figure. He actually gave me that one too, but he gave me this one the past Christmas. It was really cool, but it caused me to go and buy the two Jun Kasais and the Zandig Jun Kasai 2-pack, which ended up costing me probably about $300 total for all three at the end of the day, so it's an expensive gift. Thanks, John. Some more classic superstars. And I have more classics over here. You got Rikishi. Got a couple more elites up here. Up here on top of the shelf, I got the Jack Pacific Legends and Ripped and Ruthless figures in the box. In the corner, we got the Taker 5-pack. Up here, we got the bagged Andre. Got the Network Spotlight 5-pack. All right, next we'll get into my middle display of all the Detolfs. Alright, so before we get into what's in my Detolfs, we're going to talk about what's on my Detolfs, because a lot of people ask questions. My first one, I have the LJN ring. Pretty good condition. And on top of that, our defining moments figures. We got Razor, Mach and Hogan, Flair, Taker. My second one, we got the Raw is War Monster Ring from Jakks Pacific. More DMs on top. Third one, we got the WCW Galoob Ring. Pretty hard to come by nowadays. This is from my childhood, so it's missing a couple things. Missing 2 pieces of the cage. It had the ropes, but they were all decrepit, so I threw them out. The stickers are kind of peeling, but I mean, does the job. Looks pretty cool. Next up, we'll talk about my lighting. A lot of people ask about that. I have 2 puck lights at the top of each shelf, and they're remote control, which is pretty cool, so I can turn them off, turn them on. My first shelf is my Unreleased shelf, aside from the Superstars Rocky. It's only in there because I have the resin prototype right there. We got a Road Dogg test shot shirt. I got a test shot Unreleased Stardust Create a Superstar. It's pretty cool. To match the Create a Superstar test shot Gold Dust. The Unreleased battle pack of Enzo and Cass. A hand-painted prototype Classic Superstars Jake the Snake. A test shot of Ron Simmons. A unreleased Santa Foley from the I Am Santa Claus movie, thanks to my buddy Tommy Avalone. And I don't really count these as prototypes, but they're fun to have. The Mattel fake prototypes of Batista, Ray, and Jeff Hardy. They're kind of bootlegs, but second shelf, got the ECW ring. Yes, I do have the ropes. They're underneath the ring. I just didn't want to stretch them out. The ECW hardcore pack, and my newly acquired grail of a bagged mail-away Hogan. My God, I love looking at that thing. Down here, I have Jake the Snake's Damien in box, not sealed. I do want to get a sealed one day. Green card, Crush and Kid, and then some more Mattels down here. The rest of my details are Mattels, and I'll show you how I designed them. I put them in the case to be seen from the side like this. So, side one, we'll go on to the next shelf. Here are what I call the authority figures or managers, anybody who's in a suit basically. Got the MajorWFPod shelf. We've got a tag team shelf with some of my favorite tag teams. I did like the Ascension in NXT. I thought they were awesome. And then what I like to call the jobber shelf. A bunch of guys who lower card for the most part. Really cool to have. I always liked the lower card guys to have figures. Now this is the Legend shelf for the most part. Just basically anybody who's a legend that has a Mattel figure that I have loose. Got the shield set up down there. Again, now we go to the other side. More legends. All my Austins, my favorite of all time. I think he's the GOAT. Got some Rocks, DX, HBKs. One of my favorite tag teams ever, Demolition. I'm big on first series figures, so I want to complete Series 1 basics. So we got Big Show, Cena, Batista, Kofi. And then there's more guys down there. Go on to the rest of the authority figures, as I call them. Yes, my JR is missing an arm. I didn't get to complete it. And the figure that had the arms was only missing one. and I never called Mattel to get it fixed. We got the Divas and Hornswoggle. I tried to have one of each guy, but of course the Matadors, I have their regular figure counterparts. And some more quote-unquote jobbers. I know not all these guys are jobbers, but what are you gonna do? And then one of my favorites, not necessarily my favorite wrestler, but I love his figures. I think they're all so unique. We got Rey Mysterio. So there's a really condensed version of my room. And now I got a few other things that I'm going to show you guys. All right, so before we go into my other mini room, I have my Win or Lose Never Defeated autographed Zack Ryder ring-worn shirt on Raw from June 10th, 2019. That he sent me, so thanks for that, Zach. And here is stuff that just didn't fit in my room. It's all of the Jakks BCA box sets and such. I'm only missing one, the Slammer set, and then I'll have all the BCA box sets. We got the Monster Ring, got the minifigure sets, Jada Naz, JCPenney set, the Total Attitude accessories, Ringside Rumble gear, Taker's Rumble gear, Austin's Rumble gear, and I have the Perfect 10 set behind there, but I don't want to knock everything over. I got a Super Slam ring, some of the Aqua stuff. Gonna unbox that one day. These are all cases of basics that I just didn't have room on my retail shelf for. So here's some newer box sets that I got. The DX, got the King of the Iron Rungs. I also recently got the special collection Undertaker, got the Kenzo and Rene Dupree. Yeah, so I'll probably do a separate video one day of all of my 4-packs. Got my favorite ring probably ever is the WCW Smash and Slam ring. I gotta find a place for that in my collection room. Right now it's just chilling here. This is more like loose stuff. In here is like all my BCA accessories and such. And then there's just more BCA doubles that I have, and Mattel loose figures that just didn't fit in my room. Event chairs. Got some ring giants that I plan on unboxing. We got Ray, Triple H. And in here is a Superstar Shootout hockey game. Awesome. I love this thing. I wish I had a place to display it, but it's so hard. It's a shame. Great piece. So, yeah. There's room number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Alright, so there you go, guys. A very condensed version of my collection room. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe down the line I'll do a little bit more detailed of each line. It's impossible right now for me to go through and check out every single figure. There's so many in here. Thousands. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Follow me on Instagram at FigHeal and at Unreleased Wrestling Figs. A lot of you guys ask me why I have a couple shelves that have nothing on them. It's because if I fill them up, I will have no room to get anything else, and I'm so scared to do that. So one day this place is going to be filled and I'm going to have nowhere else to put figures. Till then, have a good one, guys. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at @FigHeel or @Unreleased Wrestling Figs. And also check out Amazon.com for my new book, The Unreleased Wrestling Figures Coloring Book Volume 1, for $9.99, including Prime shipping.